Hi there and welcome to another video. I am Raluca. Today we are going back in time. I am doing a 2016 inspired makeup look. So this is the style that was popular in 2016 and I really wanted to get my creative juices flowing. I feel like 2016 was such a great era for makeup. It was so creative, so colorful, so bold. So I really like this style and I wanted to go back to it. And I didn't do a cut crease in I think years. This is it. A cut crease. I really like how it came out. So this is the look, and if you want to see how I did it, then stick around. Starting with the iconic brows, of course. Brow pomade was popular in 2016, however, I don't own one anymore. I don't really do my brows either, so it's no point in me holding on to products like that. However, I'm gonna use a brow pencil, which is this one from Benefit, the Gimme Brow Volumizing Pencil in the shade 3. And brushing my brow, drawing some hair strokes in the front. Well, this is not a very precise pencil, but whatever, I'm just doing a bit of fade in the front. And this has to be very structured, very well defined. I'm gonna help myself with some concealer in a second. I already know I'm gonna love this. I've been doing so many more natural looks lately, so I'm very bored. So yeah, 2016 makeup, absolutely fabulous. My brows were definitely a bit darker in 2016, but whatever, this is what we're working with nowadays. I'm gonna do the fade in the front, of course. Bit of brow gel to make sure that the hairs are locked into place. I'm using this NYX brow glue. I'm gonna cover up the brows. The brows are really not gonna be that visible because I have bangs and they grew pretty long. Okay, next, a flat brush like this. This is a Morphe M124 and the highest coverage concealer that you own. For me, it's the Infallible 24-Hour Mordant Concealer from L'Oreal. I am gonna pick it up on the brush and carve out the brow. Oh, I get so many flashbacks. Dragging it down, this is gonna be my eyeshadow base as well. I really am not sure if these are even. Yeah, that is better. I'm excited to do a cut crease. I'm gonna do it in like the colors that I used to love the most. If I remember correctly, it was this purple and gold combination. That's what I'm doing. Okay, not really purple, I'm actually gonna go for this burgundy shade. And this is the Saharan 2 by Juvia's Place. I am gonna need a tiny brush and I'm gonna pick up this one from Morphe. It's a Morphe M506. Ah, yes, that is pretty. So, stamping it, starting on the outer corner of my eye, but this has to go in my crease as well. We are doing a cut crease. So I'm looking where my natural crease is. I'm kind of going a little above that. Wiping my brush off a bit, and I'm gonna blend the edges. Just doing some initial blending. I am gonna apply a transition as well. Oh, I didn't do this technique in such a long time. For my crease shade, I'm gonna go for this. Sort of this warm brown shade. I'm using another Morphe M506. I have a double of this because it's so useful. First, I'm kind of tapping the shade at the edge of that burgundy, but then I'm doing little circular motions. But I'm not putting a lot of pressure on the brush, so it's a soft, gentle movement. Let me go back to that burgundy. I'm trying to create a more seamless blend here in the outer corner. So I'm gonna go back and forth between my brushes a bit. And then I'm gonna cut the crease. So I'm going back to my concealer, picking it up on the same flat brush. Again, establish where my crease is, and I'm slightly going above it, just so the lid shade is going to be fully visible when I look ahead and I just am relaxed. This is the hardest part of a cut crease. I remember struggling so much with this. I'm just applying a tiny extra layer right here to create a really nice contrast between the lid shade and the crease shade. Okay, as my gold shade, I'm reaching for the Warriors by Juvia's Place. I'm trying not to open up my eye too much because the concealer might transfer on my crease. This palette has a lot of gold shades. Which one should I go for? Let me just pick this medium one. That's pretty. I'm trying so hard not to go over the crease shade. I really want to keep the contrast there. I want this lighter gold in the inner portion of my lid. I'm gonna need to think about how do I do this transition between this and the pink. I think I need an in-between shade. Maybe this one from the Saharan 2, the first palette that I used. Let me see if this will work as a shade between the gold and burgundy. Oh, actually I think it does the trick. It has this sort of pink tint almost. But I'm gonna need a little bit more burgundy to really blend this outer corner. Beautiful! Now I need a strong eyeliner. Okay, I'm gonna go for the one that I usually use. This one is from Shein. It's a good eyeliner if you live in Europe and you have them. That is where you can find it. I'm gonna do my eyeliner really thick. Keeping it very close to the base of my lashes. I'm just making it thicker in my outer corner right here. That is so cool. I just want to make it a bit thicker. This will look even better with false lashes. I'm really gonna go that extra mile today. Okay, I applied some false lashes off camera. These are the Wispies Black from Ardell. And I'm gonna go on to my face makeup. I wiped off a little bit of the fallout that I had going on, and I'm gonna use the most high coverage foundation that I own, and that is the L'Oreal Infallible 32 Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I have here the shade 130 True Beige. This is not extremely high coverage, I would say maybe a medium coverage, but yeah, it's the best that I have, and I applied a lot of it, so maybe it will compensate the lack of coverage. This is a little bit too light for me. Okay, I hope it oxidizes. And of course I'm gonna use a sponge to blend it in. I did use a lot of foundation though. Wow. I'm gonna apply some concealer, and this is hard because I'm gonna do the triangle technique with the highest coverage concealer that I have, and this is gonna hurt me. I usually apply very little amount of this product because it's so high coverage, but today we're going all in. That was not a little triangle. Oh my god. Let's blend it using the same sponge. You won't see 1 milliliter of my skin tone. I'm really not used to this type of coverage. But you know what I need with this amount of concealer? Baking, of course. I have this powder puff that I'm gonna use to pick up the powder with, and I have this little travel size jar of powder in which I have mixed 2 shades of the Revolution baking powder, It's just that I created a shade that's more suitable for my skin tone. I used the shade Banana and Lace, I think. I mixed them both together in this little jar. And especially since I'm baking now, applying this amount of powder, I needed to match my skin tone. But of course the concealer is creasing. this it's a lot of concealer, it's gonna crease. So I'm gonna first blend in the creases and then immediately set. Oh my god, that is smooth. Very smooth. My face feels tight right now. I can feel my unders being so dry from all that powder and all that product. But I'm gonna move on to my powder bronzer, which is from Benefit. It's the classic Hoola bronzer. Applying it underneath my cheekbone here. I don't really contour my nose, but I'm gonna apply just a bit underneath my nose here. And actually, maybe I'm just gonna try a little bit on the sides. A few years ago, I used to contour my nose, then I just gave up. For blush and highlighter, I'm actually gonna use eyeshadows. So for the blush part, I'm gonna take the NikkieTutorials palette and I'm gonna use this little shade called Zomer. This is a very beautiful blush shade. Very pigmented though, because it's an eyeshadow. Just the only thing to keep in mind if you're using eyeshadows as blush. Very importantly, the highlighter. We loved to glow in 2016. I do remember watching makeup content and wanting the glowiest highlighter there is. And so I'm gonna go for this eyeshadow in the Warrior palette, this one in the center. Yep, that is perfect. I'm just gonna dust the leftover on the high points of my face. Then I'm gonna need some in my inner corner as well, so I'm gonna pick it up on a smaller brush and placing it here. On my lower lash line, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did in my crease, so this burgundy with the warm brown shade as a transition. I'm applying the transition now. You see how the shades are not as pigmented as they were on the top lid? Because my concealer is set with powder. So if you want your shades to be very vibrant, you must not set your eyeshadow base. So in this case, the concealer. I applied the eyeshadow over wet concealer and it sticks to it and appears a little bit more pigmented. What I need to finish up my eye look is a little bit of mascara on my bottom lashes, and this is the Falsies Surreal by Maybelline. It's also the one that I applied underneath my false lashes. Okay, and with that much powder, I'm gonna need some setting spray. I'm gonna use this NYX matte finish one. I'm gonna go for a classic matte lipstick, of course, but first I'm gonna line my lips with an universal lip pencil. This is from NYX. It's their lip pencil in the shade Nude Truffle. It's almost gone. I really love this one. Let me just wipe off the Vaseline that I have on my lips. Vaseline, best lip moisturizer. I'm talking about cosmetic Vaseline. I guess you can use whatever. I have this one. Very universally flattering. I really like this one. And the lipstick that I'm gonna go for is a newer launch from L'Oreal. It's the Matte Resistance in the shade Worth It. And that is my look for today. I really like how it came out. I am feeling nostalgic on how I used to do my makeup. almost every day. I used to do it like this. It wasn't 2016 for me. I wasn't wearing that much makeup in 2016, but in 2019 and 2020 I was wearing exactly this kind of a look when I was working in Sephora. What a great time. I would definitely wear the eye look, like even now. Maybe the face makeup is a bit excessive for what my tastes are at the moment, but I don't deny that it looks flawless. Like, it really looks flawless. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're feeling a little bit more inspired. I wish you an extraordinary day, and I will see you next time. Bye!